it's a new flow. Sunset spilling downtown. Light leaks on the pavement. Shadows blacking out. Punk rock and pagan. Dancing like a kid. Stepping on the stage.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, crypto's up. We're looking at over 7%, over 8% Bitcoin, respectively, over the past week. It's kind of been like every day up a percent or two, it feels like. Wondering if this will continue for us. And a lot of NFT projects have been doing well as too, which is promising to see.
Yeah, they're staying up. Their price are even going up while crypto's going up.
Yeah, which
It's
is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. If you're holding the right stuff, you're doing well right now.
Yeah, because the value's going up in ETH and also going up on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 7-8%. What else is up big? Cardano 30% in 7 days. What's Ape Coin up? Like, what are they charging
It's at
that
13.
at? 13
right
still.
Wow.
So it's actually
13
down 5% over 24-hour period.
I'm surprised it's staying that high.
I actually am too. But there's some rumors. Honestly, I'm gonna be selling mine today if nothing comes out today. But we have had Friday news come out of the BAYC Yuga Labs camp every Friday the past couple Fridays. So yeah, I'm waiting for something to come out today. But yeah, let's get into a few things here. 2 defendants charged in the NFT fraud and money laundering scheme. McKay dove into this. What did you find out here?
So here's the deal. We had some rugging going on, but Ooh is right. The issue is, so 2 guys who led some NFT rug in the past arrested
The
and
Frosties was the
Frosties, and they're getting charged by it's like a federal charge by New York State for wire fraud and money laundering, and it's like all over the news. The issue is what they did is no different than 90% of the rug pools. The only reason these guys are getting arrested, like, they almost got unlucky. Obviously, they knew very well what they were getting themselves into, but we've never seen, like, people get arrested. We've seen crypto scam arrests all the time, but this was a full-on arrest purely for for the rug pool. And the reason they got arrested is because a bunch of the guys who had fallen for the purchase, the rug, band together and filed the police report, and they had found the guys' identities who created the project. And months later, now they're getting charged. That project launched in January, so it really even hasn't been that long, 2 months, I think. And then what's crazy is all of this timing worked out because, like, this news article was published yesterday, saying 2 defendants charged in a NFT fraud and money laundering scheme. Yesterday, their second project was supposed to mint, which is called the Embers. The website looks almost identical. They use the same template as that first project Aiden had mentioned. Their roadmap was super similar. So just a total rug. And no one minted it because it was going around that there was like a full-on rug, but the guys behind the project were ruggers. But there's an IRS agent on it. There's a ton of like federal agents on this case, which is nuts. And they're all talking about NFTs. It's funny. Some of them have like said, I read one of the FBI agents, I think it was, had said something like NFT and crypto scams have been a thing for years. This one just got more popular or got more media attention, but these are happening frequently or something, which I'm not sure if I believe that. But yeah, I mean, these dudes, I think they said they are risking it, like they're at risk of serving maximum 20 years in prison each, which is obviously not great. So there you go.
I mean, the interesting
rugged
thing
and
though
thugged.
is like, if this didn't come out, right? Like this project obviously would have sold out. It was inspired clearly by the Doodles Flame, like I
Yeah, that
guess
flame trait.
tokens, like that
Yeah.
trait, yeah. But it begs the question, right? Like, if you didn't know about this project, you know, you buy it because it's hype. But at the end of the day, and I think this goes for a lot more projects than just this one, like, even if it wasn't a direct rug pull, like they just run off with the money and you never get a token, like, the reality is a lot of these projects are never going to do anything that they talk about in the roadmap. So, although it might not be an instant rug, the term slow rug comes to mind with any of these new hype projects that people are so excited about, like Fishy Fam, for example. That felt like a slow rug, or like, you know, some of these other cartoon type projects, Small Bros or whatever that new one was that's been top volume the last few days. Like these projects, you know, they sell out. The team makes all the money from the mint and basically disappears after a few months. The server stops being as active. There's fewer updates, and then eventually, like, nothing ever happens again, and the floor price just dwindles down to zero. So I would be careful in the space in general, just because the risk of that is very high. Although many projects won't be a flat out rug like this one was and Frosty's was before. Like, be wary of these slow rug type things where, you know, you want to bet on a team that you think can deliver and use the funds from the mint in ways to build the project and ultimately drive more value back to you, the holder. But I feel like most of these projects just don't do it, and that's why we see blue chips continuing to you know, move up the ranks in terms of floor price, and these newer projects just kind of fade into obscurity as they're kind of like the flavor of the week.
I do want to correct myself too. I just read through the bottom of the document, the legal documents. Their first charge is a maximum sentence of 20 years, and then the wire fraud charge, which is their second charge, is also a maximum sentence of 20 years. So I mean, assuming if they were charged to the fullest extent, they'd be serving 40 years if that's how it compounds. So they're, I mean, damn. Yeah, they did say the first rug generated 1.5 million in revenue, and then the embers, they said, would have projected to generate 1 million in revenue. So
yeah, that doesn't even feel like enough to throw your whole life away, to be honest. But
no,
you know,
I wouldn't do
you
that
don't
for
even
under
have
like 10 million.
The beauty of the NFT space, right, is like these people who want to just make money can make projects with good art and they'll sell out. They don't ever have to deliver. That's the scary part. So you got to bet on the founders and the long-term vision. If it's realistic, you know, I just, my strategy has been bet on the big guys and go from there. Like, try to make a little money on these little scalps, but you don't want to be holding that kind of stuff long term.
I do think it's crazy. Like they arrested these guys together in Los Angeles, and they like preparing to launch their second NFT. I mean, I just imagine these guys sitting in someone's apartment, you know, like getting ready to launch this big successful project that's supposed to mint yesterday, and then the feds are knocking on their door and they arrest them both. Brutal. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, cool. Enough of the scammers, I guess. Let's go on to the X copy stuff, which is crazy because that guy just made over $20 million.
Yeah, that's, oh my gosh. And there's no roadmap for that, is there? Like, that's literally just art.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, pure art.
That feels like a rug to me, like pure. I don't know.
Damn.
What's
Call
the-
an X copy a rug.
Well, it's not a rug, but you know what I'm saying. Like, other projects have these grand visions of, you know, a game or Bored Ape, and you know, they make this entire ecosystem. But like, this guy's able to sell 20 million of the exact same image to 5,000 whatever number of people. Anyway,
Well, he's like one of the first.
I know. I'm just saying in general, like I don't get it. It's not my thing, but
He's one of the first ruggers.
He's the OG rug.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to the sale itself, I mean, it was an open edition that did cost the equivalent of 1 ETH. I think everyone was blown away and panicking a bit when 7,000, almost 7,400 were sold.
Yeah.
We had a couple guys buy this. I mean, it wasn't cheap, so I don't think many people bought it. We went in with the contingency that this is not a quick flip. We made it super clear that if you can't hold it, don't buy it. Turns out it actually was a decent quick flip. I'm looking at it right now. The lowest ask is 3,800. So I wouldn't be selling it right now, but for those who need to, that's still a nice, easy, and not even 24-hour flip. Of
Well,
$700
the
profit.
fees on here actually you get like $3,000 back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but
But
fees-
if you sell on OpenSea, you would make 1.1, I think. So I don't know. At least you're not like getting crushed. You're losing
Yeah,
like 50 to $100. But most people I think who bought this are just gonna keep it, obviously. So
Yeah, again, this was definitely not something I would be quick flipping. I mean, the volume on this for a Nifty drop is pretty substantial. There's not many things that get 167 sales within the first 24 hours. With also such a low, I'm looking at it now. There's only 2% listed.
yeah,
Total,
low
which is
amount. Yep.
Super low.
And that tells you
So-
who bought this, really, the type of
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, I mean, all over Twitter, there were guys with Bored Apes, with whatever big
yeah.
name food chip that were trying to buy this. Saw a bunch of guys that had actually never bought on Nifty before, couldn't figure out how to do it in time. So there were a fair amount of people who missed out, which worked out, obviously for the floor price. But again, this is something that you want to hold. It's only going to go up. I really do anticipate.
Not financial advice.
No, definitely not. But I would be holding one. I'd imagine that there's going to be some future utility to this one, just like there were the past open editions.
damn.
What scale? I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. Again, Xcopy is a huge name. Congrats if you bought in. You got some cool looking stuff that's priced pretty well. So I'm excited to see where it is in 6 months. I think we were all a bit scared before these hit the floor that too many were bought. So to me, it's a good long-term implication that these are like this right out of the gate.
Oh, did you guys just see the breaking news?
What happened?
Azuki holders will be able to prove ownership at McDonald's and get a free Big Mac.
Damn.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. I'm eating
AD's
good.
getting 2 Big Macs today, everybody.
That's amazing. Let's fucking go.
No, there is no breaking news on Azuki. We are waiting for that.
Yep.
But if that were the news, I mean, McDonald's is just
That's
such an
bullish.
amazing company. Yeah, that's
That's
bullish.
a top signal. That's a top signal.
No, that would be bullish right there. I'd buy a few.
My question with X copy, back to that, is like, what's gonna make someone buy an X copy for more than the price of it right now in 3 months?
He's just that big of a name. I mean, there's no secret to it.
Yeah, he's like the original. Shout out to
He's
my
like
original.
Beeple, basically. He's like
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out-
he's
yeah.
he's
Shout out
Beeple
to
but
my-
cooler.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like
Yeah,
shout out
he's
to my
just
original
true
Nifty
OG.
Gateway enthusiasts. He's like Beeple, the OG.
Yeah, let's see real quick. X copy.
I would just probably be selling. Like, I don't, because there's so many of the same one. Like, I just wonder how much buy pressure there will be. It seems like there's a ton of supply. Is everyone, is the plan for everyone to hold them? Probably not. Like, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to be confused.
FUD.
I'm just thinking, like, we talked about before, like, what drives hype back to a project. This is just like a single.
I
piece
don't
of
know
a
what
collection.
drove. But what drove hype back to like any project? Usually
Like
something.
announcements and stuff, but is there
Yeah.
is there actually something going on with
Yeah.
this, like,
Well,
long-term?
for somebody like this, it'd be like, X copies at Sotheby's. X copies
Right.
this. I mean, we saw what happened with Where My Vans Go. It's all about the fucking story with these artists and stuff. He got first black artist or something at Sotheby's or some shit, right? I mean, this guy could be the first, I don't know,
remember
6'7"
reading-
guy. I don't know what he, you know.
I think he was the first NFT artist to have a full collection at Sotheby's. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong, but I think I saw that.
There you go.
All right, so
Well,
Oh.
also what Slim had said yesterday about, or Slim, yeah, Slim. What he had said yesterday about, and I had heard this on a podcast that, like right after he had said it, is so you're welcome for the Nifty podcast. They were saying something too, like they were talking fully about this project, and those are big ETH guys who never talk Nifty. And so what Slumped said on the podcast yesterday was like, we had NFT guys who are heavily invested and have everything invested into the ETH and Sol ecosystem, and these guys are talking about a Nifty release. Like that is just a clear bull signal for some sort of Nifty release, and obviously it's just because XCopy's name is associated with it.
Yeah, and I'd really be shocked. I mean, he knows what he's doing, right? I think he'll make it worth it to hold these.
I get it. I just probably not a project that for me, but
No, I mean it's not
I
going to
see
be
the value in it.
it's not going to be something that we see tomorrow. And I
I
can't
just think
stress
it's a
that
lot of
enough.
money to hold up in one thing. But if you've got the cash, let it ride.
Yeah, no, that's very much what this was. If you had it and could afford to just put this away and not look at it for a while, and nothing changes about your day to day, then this was something that you should maybe consider buying. But if you needed to flip it in 12 hours, we specifically told people not to buy it.
Right. I did not buy it.
You did not buy it?
I did not. But congrats if you did, because you're up. So
Yeah, and
I
mean,
had to buy one, but
I wouldn't
yeah,
be
I'll
selling
hold
now
it.
again.
Right.
The floor has been slowly increasing, and again, 167 sales on Nifty is pretty good, even if it doesn't sound like it. And
Is
on-
it?
on the macro
Yeah, I
sense-
don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it's really good for a Nifty drop. I mean, 7,000 bought on Nifty, I think, is record-setting. No, this is such a small platform in comparison to the larger market. Well, I'm hoping it gets some more eyes on it. That would be really cool, because, I mean, I've been saying this for months now. The art on here is just top tier. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Nifty's always been that thing that I can see people using, like an NFT digital, like physical digital display, like a nice framed something, and like hooking all their Nifty things up to there, and like having it be actually like true art instead of like profile picture type stuff.
Yeah. It's
very
funny
much
'cause that-
toward that.
But that mindset, Aiden, was kind of what caused that Nifty bubble burst that we had saw, like, I guess it was kind of right during early spring in 2021. Like, that was the reason that Nifty bubble had bursted, was there was so much money going in, and obviously it's recovered since, not to what it was, but I'm talking pre-Bored Ape Mint, like February, March 2021. The reason Nifty was pumping was because there was not only no utility, but there was no expected utility. So these projects were launching purely as artwork. It kind of kicked off this bull run until people began to realize, like, look, I've poured all this money into these projects, and really the only sense of utility was they had these small, like, Nifty chat threads that were almost like little groups. But other than that, there was no expected utility, and so eventually it came to a point where everyone was pouring so much money, and they're like, okay, when are we going to see some sort of return? And then
Yeah.
eventually the market just crashed.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
just
all
to
speculation
also,
with that when there's no long-term utility. It's just like, who can I flip this to? Who wants to flip it to someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slim?
and I think to add on to McKay's point, there was also another factor that I think played into it. I know they had a bunch of like technical issues around that time also that were I don't know really what they are, because I've only really been heavily into this for a few months on Nifty, but I believe they were pretty bad, and it drove a lot of traffic away. So add 2 and 2 together, not good for Nifty.
Yeah, that will give you 4.
Good math.
Thank you.
Quick math. So yeah, X
Cool.
copy Nifty Gateway.
Sounds good. Coming out here with a vinyl post.
And then yeah, Slumped, we could probably move on to OpenSea Soul. I know you brought that up last night. I didn't even know about that. Or Slim,
So-
sorry, yeah.
I don't see it on mine, which is weird. I don't know if I have to click a setting, but Soul has officially touched down on OpenSea. Not in any major capacity yet, but makes me very almost dare I say bullish on the future.
Ooh.
And when you think about what's going to be the first thing to go, it's going to be these ETH whales, seeing these Solana blue chips like your DGod, your Tail Robotics, stuff like that. Those are going to be the first to explode. So I know Vince, you bought a DGod the other day. Congrats again. I love that project. Those, I still think those are going to be the first to hit on OpenSea.
I mean, are they gonna do them, or are they just gonna freaking accept the payment?
I would imagine it's just a matter of time. I mean, I can't imagine they'd put it on there. The projects wouldn't be on there, right? I mean, it's been rumored for so long. I know Frank from DGods, our guy, is really pushing to get it on there. So I really do think it'll be on there. But it's going to take a little bit of time.
So from my understanding, the new capability on OpenSea is that you can list stuff for Sol. If you look at the price, if you check the price option in the filter on the left side, you should be able to see Sol.
Yeah, I don't see it on mine for whatever reason. Again, maybe I gotta.
It might be
setting up or
collection by
something.
collection. I'm not exactly sure. It might just because with the ETH, with the contract of the actual token, there may need to be some integration there. I'm not exactly sure how it would work because it's on different chains.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we haven't seen like actual Sol projects be added to OpenSea to support them yet. But I would bet that's coming if they're implementing this, which is super exciting. Like you said, the blue chip stuff should be awesome.
Maybe Slum needs to bust open that cache and try to.
I know. I
and
really
cache
want
bust
a
it.
DGod.
Yeah,
I really
those.
want a DGod.
I mean, yeah. Like, what projects would? This is what I was thinking last night. Like, okay, Soul gets added, which I mean, at this point, is incredibly realistic that we see that in the next.
Happen. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
when rather than
Yeah.
if,
So like, what projects would we see? We'd see obviously like Famous Fox Fed.
Yep.
What we'd see, DGods obviously. Maybe like what is like what? Remember those bulls I minted? Bull
Those?
Empire.
Those might actually make it. I feel like I saw
Which
those
ones?
somewhere.
Bull
I don't
Empire. I
know.
think.
it's a pretty big DAO. I think the remnants
Yeah.
will definitely make it.
Oh yep.
Remnants, Tail Robotics, Boyaku Dragons. I can't say it right ever. Bet you Mindfolk has a chance of being on there. Basically, any
yeah.
big blue chips. Those are going to
a lot
be
of stuff, dude. I wonder how that affects the price of ETH NFTs because they've traditionally traded, relatively independently of one another. But I wonder when there's an opportunity for guys to like switch in and out of these blue chips, whether it be blue chips in, ETH or in Sol, if they take that opportunity, that'd be really interesting.
The other thing is.
Sorry,
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say the other thing with Solana is like, on OpenSea, the reason a lot of guys are so focused and their attention's driven to ETH is because they feel like they're more established projects. Which, I mean, that was very true. I think like, Q3, Q4 of 2021. But now, like any good Solana project, I mean, DGods for example, like there's real teams behind them, and there's a lot of real money. And I mean, think of like Overtime. Like the Overtime NFT a couple weeks ago, like there are really established projects in Solana, and so my thinking is like, is OpenSea just gonna let any of these projects list on their platform like Magic Eden does, or are they gonna be very selective? Which I think, at least at first, OpenSea's gonna be very intentional with what projects they let on there because
totally agree.
they're one rug away from the credibility of their listing platform being taken away because of a stupid Solana project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow rollout. I think they're obviously going to go with the bigger names first. And kind of going back to what Aiden was just saying, I feel like these past maybe 2 weeks we've seen these blue chips really start to solidify themselves, which is why their price just goes nuclear. It almost is like perfect timing, right? So even if you have a DGod at, I don't know, 100 Sol, what is that in ETH? I think not even 3, right? So, and Vince has said this before too, what's that to an ETH whale? I don't know that these giant projects, price-wise, coming into OpenSea is going to necessarily take away from other blue chips, just because in comparison, the price is not nearly as comparable. And it's not like they're just minting out. There will be sales, yes, definitely. But I don't know, and I guess I'm referencing you guys here specifically. I don't know that getting on OpenSea is going to make anyone really start to sell. A few, for sure.
Yeah,
But
I don't think so either.
I don't
I
think
think it just brings more eyes and attention to the project.
I've got a buddy with one, and he's never leaving. It sounds like he loves it there.
That's a great point, Slim. Like these blue chip Sol projects are valued at a low to mid chip ETH project. Like there's no way that can
Totally.
take a ton of liquidity
Like,
out, especially
DeGod-
because the collection sizes are smaller.
Would you rather have a DeGod or like a alien friend? I think I'd probably want a DeGod. Like,
Yeah,
I think
DeGod
these are
for sure.
decisions that a lot of those
Yeah.
ETH holders are probably going to have to make.
DeGod is #1 on my list right now of any NFT project.
Because the utility, right, is like you get whitelisted to all of these Sol projects that are coming up, so you could just.
That's not even a utility. That's just an added bonus.
Damn.
It's like, yeah, they're good, man. They're real good.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I mean, even if you buy one now at 100 Sol, it's only a matter of time. Just whitelist alone. before it
Wait,
pays
buy
itself.
what at 100 Sol?
DeGod.
They're 86, man. You had me thinking I just made 10 Sol. Crap.
Oh, you will soon enough. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, I like DeGods. I think they're really cool. I just think the art on them is really awesome, unique and stuff, and they like glow kind of. I like them.
Yeah, they're cool.
Last thing on Sol adding or OpenSea adding Sol, we forgot would be Yaku. Excited for that project. So
Oh,
hopefully
yeah.
get some more eyes on it.
Yeah, I
Yaku
know.
Gaku.
Lots of us here in GFNF, big Yaku guys. They're
NFT chat love Yaku.
Oh, real quick. In chat, somebody brought up the Peaceful project that we just were talking about in collab chat. Looks like Pranksy just bought a bunch. Did it drop back from 2.5? Yeah, it's actually come down a little bit from like 0.28 to 0.24. What are you guys' thoughts on making a play here, even though I hate making plays right now?
I also hate making plays. If you look at it, the holder distribution is horrendous.
Really
It's like
bad. Yep.
2.8K to.
That's why I didn't buy.
Yeah, I'm steering clear. I think these big guys can completely dump on new people.
Yeah.
And to spend 0.2 and it when ETH is 3,100, like
$800
feels risky to me. So
Mhm.
I'm staying out.
Yeah.
But I liked it, if you could have minted, but
I feel like we've had this 0.2 speed run lost play like far too many times to fall for it again.
Yeah.
Risk reward. Where
I
can it go?
stopped-
Maybe 0.4.
I stopped months ago, and then I got talked into the Goof Troop Goop dudes at like 0.18 or some bull crap. And I don't know. Sure, they could be good longer term. I'm just I learned once again to stop chasing these lower projects and stick to like really well established artists, people, teams, blue chips, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, like buying a DeGod, I'd rather do than buy 2 or 3 or 4 of these. I don't even know what the fuck they're called anymore. Free fallers or what? What are we talking about? Dreamfall, Peace Falls. Yeah. It's just like you got to learn to kind of adjust. Like that shit worked like 6 months ago, where you could buy like any semi-decent project, and like majority of the time, maybe 50-60% of the time, you'd 2-3 extra money. So if you lost on one, it wouldn't really matter. But now it's like 9 times out of 10 you do that and you're losing money. So it's like you've got to stop doing that, because it no longer is what works. The public no longer is throwing money at these 0.1, 0.2 projects when they bump up to 0.5, 0.6. So yeah, I'm gonna stay away from it for now.
And Pranksy buying is cool, but you have to also take into consideration how many projects he buys that never do anything. Like,
Yeah.
that cosign is not enough for me to willingly give that money over. I remember, Ryan, you had a project that you bought that Pranksy bought like rares of. What is that for?
Mindful,
Yeah, what is that?
like 0.08.
Yeah, like that.
We bought in at
ran
like
up to
0.6.
You
0.6.
and Garrett bought that
exactly.
bull crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of stuff that, like, you can really get torched chasing after these influencers who have unlimited ETH, essentially, right? Like, that
But
doesn't-
again, this bull crap could go to 1 ETH, and it could be the 1 out of 10 that works. And so maybe you hit it on, maybe you threw a dart and it hit. But like, I'm just done throwing all these darts in this market, and yeah. So
Yo, Lise, do you want to touch on that that Vapesta project you just linked? Because I
Oh
cannot
my
believe
gosh, I can't believe
That's
that
ridiculous.
stupid thing.
I'm not too well versed. I mean, all I know is that a couple
You're not
days ago,
Bape
we
diverse?
see them.
No, I
What
don't
was that?
blame you. No one should be.
Yeah, it
that's
was at
pretty cool.
0.7. They're going up. I mean,
1.1, right? Something stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
1.15. That's ridiculous.
Do we know when reveal is?
No idea.
Do we
And I don't even
care?
want to know. I'm leaving the Discord server right now.
I'd be surprised they even announced the reveal date.
Yeah,
You think
Goop
those
dudes did
are,
flop rigs.
They're gonna plummet, kind of like the hate beast did.
Yeah,
Gloomy
Gloomy.
for sure.
Horrible.
Gloomy, I think X copy stuff is sick. I've wanted to buy one for so long. I'm surprised I haven't, to be honest. They're just obviously really expensive. And I hate, like, I thought that they weren't all unique, but I guess they all have slight differences. And then obviously you have like if you pull it up here, you'll see there's a lot that are similar to this reddish pink flashing one, and then you have these green ones, and then I think there's there's even more rare ones. I thought that this was like a really cool collection from him. I think he's got one called Grifters that's even like a higher floor, 10 or 11 ETH. I don't like these as much, but I could see why people like these, because they're not doing all that like flashing stuff, and it's just kind of a static image. Yeah, obviously he's just like, I can't really say a legend, but for how old the NFT stuff is, he's just like one of the top artists. So yeah, just something I wanted to touch on that was brought up in chat.
I'm quite bearish on these Bapesta, whatever the hell, because to be honest, like, yes, it's a big brand behind it, but I'm of the mindset now that like there's enough blue chips in the space, and why would you want to buy a Bapesta or a rare one at like 5 ETH when you could spend a little bit more and get something that like the marketplace has already determined to be something like of value. If you go on Twitter and check out NFT Twitter, like, you see the same projects for the big influencers in the profile pictures that they're using. To me, like, I feel like the blue chip space is kind of complete at the moment, unless something else comes along that's just like, oh my gosh, this has to be a blue chip, but like I can't really see it. I don't even, that's more of a, I guess, a macro topic, but I've just been thinking about this since we started talking about Babe. Like, I don't see it long term for any of these new projects.
Yeah, nobody even likes Babe.
Why would you buy that
Kind of played out, yeah.
or like a Bazooki or a clone? Like, I don't get it.
Well, it's a lot cheaper, but yeah, they're really.
Yeah. I just meant like it would take a lot for the market to really adopt a project like that.
Yeah, agree.
Anyway.
Agree. Okay, let's see. Where were we? We did Soul. Oh, we're on to some cards. Panini Prism here.
Yeah, we saw them. Well, they've dropped the 2022 UFC Prism Hobby Box, and it's still in stock right now, but we should see it go out of stock here soon. It's not the worst price because first off, the line sold out at about $1,000, I think, like last week.
Yeah, it did.
And it jumped up already to 2K.
So do you think buying this is like a low risk play?
According to Nico, he thinks it's a good buy at this price, especially if you don't have to deal with tax on this. I mean, if I didn't have tax right now, I would have grabbed 5 personally. Right. But yeah, he thinks it's a good play. You could see these going up. I believe he said, what was it, like 1,500 at some point?
I don't know, man. They're still in stock.
First off, the line boxes are like 2K after a week.
Yeah.
So like, I always personally like sleep on these because I think they're too expensive, and then a week later I'm like, shit, I should have bought these. Will that happen again? I don't know, but I know last year's went up. So UFC is pretty hot right now.
It is really hot right now. The hottest it's ever been. And I mean, again, if you don't have tax, you should scoop up like 5 of these. It's not a case, but it would be a good buy. That's sure.
Yeah. Also check around if you have local stores by you. I know Nico had gotten some of his local for under the Panini price since he
Oh,
bought a full case. So that's another option for something like this. You can always check out.
Cool.
Yep.
And then we got these cool Yeezys. These are gonna get worn, man. I remember people. I was telling McKay because McKay doesn't like these. I don't like them honestly either, at least right now. But then I was saying the same thing about the foam runners, and then I ended up wearing a pair. I don't really think that these have a shot, but then again, I haven't held them in my hand, so
It's interesting. Price is already so low. I don't know if you've seen
no.
or you're seeing it. It's yeah, I mean it's already hovering around like 310, 320. Retail's 200. So I mean the
That
margins are
is
still good,
surprising.
but it's pretty low a day, a day out.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, who's wearing these, right? That's the thing.
Totally. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, how do you even wear these with shorts? Like you look like you're going to a water park.
Yeah, I think you'd have to
know.
wear them with
Baggy pants or
overalls.
something. Wear overalls.
Yeah,
Overalls,
overalls,
yeah.
would do it for
Shorts
sure.
would be good.
Yep.
Joggers, maybe.
Khakis
You wearing them with socks or without socks?
Ugh,
with, I think.
definitely with, yeah.
High socks, low socks? What are we thinking?
Mid.
Oh, people
Ooh.
can't check out on these boxes. I guess cards are getting declined, Riggs was saying.
And the site's having a lot of issues, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to buy some then. What the heck? Maybe you have to use Amex or something? I don't know. Are we minting anything today?
Not
today.
Solana, at least.
Nothing good on Sol.
Nothing good
There's,
anywhere right now to
We
mint.
got the Evereye Dutch auction tomorrow. Was waiting to put that channel up till after this, but yeah, got that tomorrow. Should be
Okay.
interesting. We'll see. Probably will sell at a 0.3. Probably a quick flip to 0.5. Talked about it.
We haven't had a Dutchie in a while.
Yeah, should be interesting. I hope it doesn't get botted, but it probably will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just put a channel up for, Soul Rarity, the rarity checker. That big Discord.
I do.
They have like a sniper tool coming out tomorrow that looks kind of interesting. And there's pretty low supply, so that's a decent drop for tomorrow. That's on my radar.
Nice.
Sam, I know you had a Mondo recap from this week.
Yes, very good Mondo week. So we talked about the Dune vinyls a bit the day of release. Those are all for both over 100, I think like 130, 150-ish. So awesome. We had a ton of members buy those. It was great drop. Then the next day we had, if you guys know the movie company A24, they're like almost like a cult company. They got this huge cult following. They're super indie type stuff. So they do a collab drop every Thursday. I think this was the third one. I don't know how many more there are, but we had bought the Ex Machina posters. That's probably one of their biggest movies. And those are all sitting at like a minimum $100 profit each. So that was a really good buy too.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I got a ton of those. I know we had some guys get them too.
Let's go. Sick. Couple little low-key flips, as I'd call them. Vinyl low-key stuff. And I think that does it for the day. I like how we said not a lot to cover today, and then we just like talked longer than ever.
Huh.
It went pretty smooth.
Pretty good podcast.
Yeah, I'd say so. I had the yellow pair, and they took forever to sell.
Oh yeah, the yellow knit runners.
I think the yellow looks better than these. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
I
these are more
agree.
wearable.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's a
you
weird-
like the yellow?
I mean, I don't love either one, but if I had to pick one, life or death, I'm going with the yellow.
How much are they? I've never seen anybody wearing them.
No.
Well,
No,
the
I
yellow
wonder if
ones
that's
are goofy because they have that slit in the side. Looks like a fish gill. These ones don't. Wait. Oh, yeah. Maybe they do. You just can't really see it.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh,
It just blends in better.
it is there. Okay, I'm gonna buy a pair of these today. No, I'm kidding.
They feel so cheap that you could maybe there is margin buying right now, but I don't think there's demand.
No, I'm not buying this for that kind of play. Cool. I'm done for the day.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us,
Have a nice
guys.
weekend.
Yep. We'll see you guys next